People often talk about sort of eliminating poverty and that kind of thing, but really, how long have they been talking about that? There's lots of talk. There's lots of NGOs sort of trying to do these things, but really not succeeding. And the evidence speaks for itself. But AI and humanoid robots will actually eliminate poverty. And Tesla won't be the only one that makes them. I think Tesla will pioneer this, but there will be many other companies that make humanoid robots. But there is only basically one way to make everyone wealthy, and that is AI and robotics. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So.
We'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. And between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So.
We'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. And between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that.
Elon Musk is already the world's richest person. Today, he has just become the world's first trillionaire. Tesla shareholders voted to approve a new pay packet for the CEO, and it's nothing like we have ever seen before. Let's go live to our business editor, Ross Greenwood. He's here at the desk with me. We saw Elon Musk with his fist pump in the air, and he's got a lot to be happy about this morning.
Well, he does, because remember,
a trillion reasons.
The alternative was that the shareholders voted this down. He said he'd walk away from Tesla. This meeting's still taking place right now. Elon Musk is on his feet. Why don't we pick up a little bit of Elon Musk, if we can do that live, and just have a listen to what he's telling people about the vision for the future.
The best human surgeon with a level of precision that isn't possible, that is beyond human. So I think that's a pretty wild concept to say, okay, if people have always talked about eliminating poverty, but actually optimists will actually eliminate poverty. Optimists will actually give people incredible medical care. So, and so you start getting like sort of some pretty wild sci-fi sort of scenarios where, and some of these things I say will obviously be taken out of context and used in snippets and sent around, but whatever. I'm still going to say them. I think we may be able to give people a more, if somebody's committed crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime, which is if if you say like you now get a free Optimus, and it's just going to follow you around and stop you from doing crime. But other than that, you get to do anything. It's just going to stop you from committing crime. That's really it. Then you don't have to put people in like prisons and stuff. I think it's pretty wild to think of the various of all the possibilities, but I think it's clearly the future. My book recommendation for maybe the best, mostly utopian sci-fi future are the Ian Banks books, the culture books. So if you're curious, like what do I think the future is probably like? I think it's probably a bit like that. Asimov to some degree, but I think it's, and Heinlein, Ian Banks, if you're like saying what does Elon think the future probably will be like for AI and robots, it's kind of Banksian. Now, and things do get kind of wild from an economic standpoint, because at a certain point, with AI and robotics.
Yeah, so there's Elon painting a little bit of a picture of the future.
What was he talking about?
Well, this is it. When you're potentially worth $1 trillion in the future, that's the big issue, isn't it? Yeah. And that's Elon Musk, right? So it's just this drive. So if you sit there and look at that stage on which he's on, so this is in the Tesla factory in Austin, Texas, and that was a part of the meeting as well. He's there on a big stage where they make the Tesla vehicles with all the robots there, flanked by 2 humanoid robots, which he says simply walk around. Now, the interesting part about this is if there was dissension at the meeting, and there was, even though there was more than a 75% majority voted in favour of Elon Musk's pay deal, which potentially gives him $1 trillion in 10 years' time, the reality was there was objection, and they broadcast a lot of these objections, that the Tesla board had too much power, that they deliberately based themselves in Texas to get around the rules, that they had to be more accountable, that the board could really sort of like do what it wanted to in regards to Elon's pay, that there was no dissent about this. So all of these things were a part of this meeting leading up to the vote. But I think we've got the moment when the vote went through, and you can hear from the shareholders generally at Tesla, they were overwhelmed with happiness that Elon Musk was staying.
6th and finally, on the 2025 CEO Performance Award to our founder and CEO Elon Musk, with over 75% voting in favor, approved.
Looks a bit more like a nightclub than an annual general meeting, right? So they all went a bit nuts there. Anyway, so let's try and remind you as to what it is that Elon Musk has got to do to potentially earn this $1 trillion US over 10 years. So effectively what he's going to get out of all of this is 423.7 million Tesla shares, which in 10 years' time would be worth $1 trillion US, but only if Tesla, the market value, grows from the current level of $1.5 trillion to $8.5 trillion. So in other words, he's got to stick around, get a way in which that company can grow by almost 600% over the next 10 years. And if that happens, he gets it. Remember, he already owns 12.5% of the shares, and he's already very much the richest person on the planet. We can give you a bit of a list of the people who are the wealthiest. Elon Musk leads that. This is what he's also got to do, as I say, is get that value up over that period of time. Boost the market value from $1.5 trillion to $8.5 trillion, just remind you. So that's what he's got. So it's a big ask. So here is the wealthiest people in the world according to Forbes. Elon Musk, $500 billion. Larry Ellison, $306 billion. He's from Oracle. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, $259 billion. Larry Page, one of the co-founders of Google, $234 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, Instagram, and also Facebook, $218 billion. But you can see just how far already Elon Musk is in front on top of that list. And this deal today, which is historic in terms of executive pay, would only cement that position as the wealthiest person on the planet. That is the Tesla share price today, as it was going to where? Down by 3.5%. So it's just really interesting that, again, there were some questions about shareholder rights and about whether, in fact, the board, chaired by an Australian, Robin Denholm, really had got too much power to be able to push this deal through.
Yeah, hey, why isn't Sam Altman on that list? Because OpenAI isn't listed.
Because, yeah, it doesn't have a valuation because it's not on the stock market, but there's no doubt that Sam Altman will be there. The other one that should be there almost, I reckon, touch and go, Jensen Huang, who is the boss of NVIDIA. So he's another one that you should watch out for.
What did you think? Was it more Ibiza nightclub vibes for Elon Musk, or was it more kind of Pentecostal? It was kind of half-half.
There was a little bit of both, right? So in America, over a long period of time, it's Warren Buffett and the Berkshire Hathaway annual meetings that you just want a few shares simply so you can go along. My sense is a whole bunch of people at that Tesla meeting who have bought shares simply so they can get a gig at the annual meeting and listen to Elon sort of stream. You know, you can sense that there was no prepared speech for Elon Musk there, can't you? Really,
Yes,
it was stream of consciousness. So that's what you get. But you know, I'm going to say he really is painting this vision of Tesla for the future. Not about cars, but really about robots and about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it was off the cuff. There's no auto cue inside there. Ross,
exactly right.
thank you. We'll see you soon.